Welcome to kind of a special video. I usually make Minecraft Let's Play videos on this channel, but I thought it could be fun to show a little of what I do behind the scenes, so to speak. So I have one series, Minecraft, of course, where I write new music for every new area that I visit. Kind of like movie soundtrack, if you will. And in the latest episode I entered the Nether, which is, if you don't know anything about the game, a hell-like dimension with large lava lakes and mysterious, scary creatures. And one of these creatures is called the Ghast, and I thought it could be a fun challenge to make the music with only the sounds from this Ghast. So it has 16 different sounds in total, and I ended up using only 4 of them, the ones that are marked green here. So the first thing I wanted was kind of a drone, a bass tone that is lying more or less constant when I'm close one of these lava lakes. That was my thought process anyway. It sounds like this. Maybe it's a little hard to imagine this being a bass note that is lying like a constant drone, but I'll show you. The next thing I wanted was kind of a synth pad, soft synth that I can make chords with, and I choose this sound. Works great. And these two, the charge and the affectionate scream, are more of kind of sound effects just for atmosphere. So the charge sound sounds like this, and that's really scary if you pitch it down. And the last one, the affectionate scream, is actually not in the game, I think. It lies in the folder as a sound effect, but I can't remember I've ever heard the sound. But I use that too. Before we leave this area, this is what all the sounds sound like together. Watch your ears now. So let's go into the actual song. So let's start with the bass drone here. All these sounds I have imported into a sample synth called the ESX24, which is a stock synth in Logic Pro X, this software, which I usually use to make music. And that works great if you play something yourself that you want to make into a synth, or import sounds like we are doing right now. So if we turn off all the effects here, and let's go into the actual synth here. Let's turn this off. What you can do is decide which note the sound is sounding, if that makes any sense, and then you just drag it out over the whole keyboard, so it pitches around the sounds. So let's see here, let's go into the sample editor. Can you see this? No. Let me just play the original sound. Sounds like this. And if I play the same note on my keyboard now, I've taken this little keyboard up so you can see what I do. It sounds like this. Can you hear? It's the same sound, only it's looped. Where did you go? I'm not used to having all of these things on the same window, but I have to do that now because I'm recording. Here it is. You can see this yellow area. This is where it gets looped. So the sound only comes here and then it starts looping. So you never get to hear this bit of the sound. Not on the bass drone instrument anyway. So what I then can do, if the original sound was here, if we then pitch it down, I want to have it here. It's a really nice sound there. But let's exit out of here. We turn on some adjustments here, make the sound a little softer, like this. Nice. And then what I've done is this pitch corrector is it's like an auto tune. So if we have this turned off now, and I'll play the sound here, it sounds like this. If we turn this on, you can see it's struggling here to put everything on this D, which is what I want. So every other note gets pushed into here. So now we have our bass drone, just one note. Let's turn this off and this one. And what I did next was add a bit crusher, which is a very nice tool to make to add distortion. You can make kind of 8-bit sounding instruments. So sounds like this without. And when we add the bit crusher, get that nice high-end distortion. And then you can automate these parameters as well. Gets different sounds. And this last one is just a high-pass filter, which means I can filter away the low register, which I want to do later in the song. After a while, the bass tone itself will fade away, but the high-end distortion will stay, and then the bass note will come back at the end again. And all of these parameters you can automate. That's the lines you see here. And I'm not going to show that in detail, I think. If you're interested in this, I can do that sometimes. But that's the bass drone. So if we take a look at the synth pad, let's do the same here. Take away the effects. This is also looped. You can see here the yellow part here. So it goes here and just loops around here. So the original sound was this, and let's see, it should be F sharp 3 here. Can you hear that it's the same sample, just it's looped now. Turn this on, it gets a little softer. And now you can use this as a synth. Let's pull this. It's really nice sample synth, this. And then I added some EQ, make it even softer. You can go away, please. And then there's this. This is a reverb, but it also has some nice bouncing effects. So I added this to it as well. It kind of bounces away. I really like this one. So that's that. And yeah, here is the scream, you know, the bass drone. I use the same sound but unlooped here. More like a sound effect. It's down pitched, and now it sounds like this. Kind of scary, huh? There's also this really big reverb, a church reverb on that to make it, you know, make it bigger. Then we have the charge effect. If we take I've done the same thing with all of these, so you can choose which note to play. So the original sound is here. Then when you pitch it down, it gets really weird. I think I used it maybe here. Yeah, I like that. And then when you add this delay, just a simple, I just made this myself, I think. No, it's a preset. DJ delay. Sounds like this then. Kind of repeats into eternity. Let's see, what else? Yes, this affectionate scream. The original pitch is here. And then if you down pitch it, I think I used these. It's a kind of a retro thriller sound, I think. Then I have a tape delay on it as well, which make it repeat and then thin out gradually, like this. Nice, huh? And then a reverb on that too. This is also one of these big church reverbs. Okay, so maybe what we can do is play the movie. I have the commentary track muted now, because it's kind of weird hear me speaking here and also in the movie, I think. Let's open up this, maybe put it here, and let's take it from the beginning, and maybe I can tell you what's happening. So here we're entering into the Nether for the very first time. And it's always a kind of an overwhelming feeling. So here the base drone is starting. And then when I go closer to the lava lake, you hear the first chord. Almost gets a kind of church feeling to it. Another chord. No. Nice. And here I feel it's it's kind of overwhelming, and I say it has its own beauty because I think it has. Then the bass goes down, and I just keep the distortion in the high end, and then we hear this scream effect without the auto-tune on. So it's more like a natural sound. Here it comes. And then more synth pad. So now I go away from the lava. That's why I wanted to keep the bass registers away for a while. And now we hear that retro thriller effect soon. It's this one. And here I speak about that we are kind of safe, but to give a feeling that we maybe not are safe, these effects come. It's the scream effect, but you hardly recognize it. More distortion. Yeah, nice distortion. That was the affectionate scream, but very low pitched. More chords, synth pad chords. And you hear the distortion being very present now, because you don't know what to expect down here. Comes a sound effect, the charge. Oh, let's try to continue. And you hear the bass is coming back now, because we are returning towards the lava lake again. And we're keeping the distortion, as you can hear. See if we can see some of the automation here. Down sampling. You see it goes down here. Changes the sound of the distortion. And the filter cutoff, it's how loud the sound is, basically. So when we come closer to the lava, it goes up a little. And here's another chord because we come close to lava. Yeah, kind of like a church organ, almost. That was what I was looking for. Now listen to this final sound when we exit. Oh, I love that. So yeah, that's kind of a look behind the scenes, how I did the music for this part. Some of the music I write and I just reuse, but this music will be different every time I go into the Nether, because it follows the it follows what I do on screen. And same with when I'm down in the caves. If you've seen that, it's more of an action-packed music that also follows what happens on screen, while other themes just play as a background. So it's a little different. But I hope you enjoyed this little peek under the hood, so to speak. If you liked it, let me know, and we can do this again sometime. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.